What do you think of the immigrants into Europe from Muslim countries like the Middle East? Are they bringing their Jew hatred in with them into the culture?
They don't have to. It's already in the culture very strongly. You know, their Jew hatred is less potent, much less potent than the Jew hatred of Europe. Look, if you go to the Arab world, I travel in the Arab world, go to Jordan, go to Saudi Arabia, go to Qatar. I've been in those countries. And you go to a bookstore, books in Arabic. You know, the anti-Semitic books, what do you think? They were written by somebody, Muhammad or Mustafa? No, they are written by Stefan and by Johnny.
There are also Muslim anti-Semitic books.
Of course, but the biggest ones, what? Translation of European anti-Semitic, BS. That's what it is. So, I'm not saying that the Muslims love Jews, but we are here in New York, conservative Jews here in New York and elsewhere, refuse to see the truth for what it is. Our biggest enemy is the guy and the girl who look exactly like us, speak our language, wherever we are. That's what it is.
If not now, One Israel Fund.
What?
I mean, the New Israel Fund. You're saying that it's the Jewish left, which is a big problem for...
The Jewish left, of course, the Jewish left, the New Israel Fund is an example. I mean, and it's embraced by some of the leaders of American Jewry, by some of the biggest rabbis here on the conservative and the reform movement. Has the greatest fund. I mean, New Israel Fund is basically self-hating, should get the Nobel Prize for anti-Semitism.
Do you speak to any of these groups?
Oh, yeah. Once they invite me, I speak. I have no problem. I have no problem. I speak to the radical left.
Do they argue with you?
Like normal, we exchange conversations. I mean, it's like, I have no problem. I mean, it's like I did now a book tour for example, in Germany, I did a book tour for my most recent book, Law Refugees. I spoke to the most right-wingers. I spoke to the most radical left, from the nations of the nationalists of the nationalists to the Antifa. I have no problem. And thank God they all come. The events are packed. I have no problem. Actually, I mean, the funny thing, I mean, Der Spiegel, which is a big magazine in Germany, they were so shocked. They had to see it. It's like, how can you one day speak to the most right-wingers and the next day speak to the most radical left? I say, what's the problem? We are all human beings.
What happened with Joachim from Arte? He put that anti-Semitism show on Arte.
Joachim, yeah, of course, Joachim. Joe. I know him from Munich. Yeah, he's a friend of mine. He produced my movie about from the refugees. He produced that movie. He produced it. I directed it, but he produced it.
And Arte wouldn't air the program.
His movie.
One of them.
He wouldn't put it up, and then because Bild Zeitung, the biggest tabloid, put it on the internet. They had no choice. They felt ashamed not to put it on. They put it on, but once they put it on with comments, with Rashi and Tosfot. It's like every minute they said, okay, I mean, this is what this say, but it's incorrect. They basically did a horrible thing. I mean, it's like they tried to destroy the movie.
Why?
Because this is where they are. Even my movie, I mean, it's like they waited. It's a TV channel, SWR. They waited over a year and a half to put my movie on. And then they put it on April 20th, which is a year and plus later, April 20th, which is the birthday of Adolf Hitler, at 12:50 a.m. So nobody can see it. But then it came out, despite all of this, it became a huge success. But in the beginning, they put it at 12:50 a.m. on April 20th, so they could stick it to this Jew.
Well, maybe they're trying to hide their own culpability because it's an incrimination of the left.
Whatever it is, but I mean, this is like, don't choose April 20th, please. When you put it at 12:50 a.m., don't choose. Don't wait over a year and a half or a year plus, you know. You could put it exactly April 20th. You couldn't find another date for a Jew, for a documentary made by a Jew. I mean, this is like, I mean, the hatred is so much, you don't even see it. I mean, it's like, if you ask them, why did you do that? Why did you do it? It's like...
But surely you don't think that the Muslim immigration is healthy for Jews in Europe?
It doesn't make a difference.
Jews in France are getting attacked only by Muslims.
Okay, yeah, but those attacks, if you add them up, it's nothing. If you add them up, it's big advertisement and big things. You know, I mean, they kill also non-Jews. I mean, it's like not just Jews. I mean, look what they do in France. So, Jew specifically. No, you cannot do that. I mean, there are some idiots, of course, you know, who did it. But the damage to Israel, the damage to the future of Jews, is not going to be with some teenagers who blow up something. It's going to be by the government of France, who votes against Israel in international forums. You know, tries to create a BDS against Israel. You know, and basically suffocate Israel. You know, financially, politically, by the established, beautiful, non-Muslim, you know, government. That's what's, if anything is going to damage us, if anything is going to damage Israel, if anything is going to damage the future of the Jews, it's not some hard-headed refugees with a little bum, but foreign governments, I mean, not Muslim. Look at the names. I mean, all the leaders of Europe today, it's not Arab names, it's not Muslim names, you know? And look what they do in the United Nations. Look at the votes. Look at the BDS, one after another. Just now, the most recent is Ireland. It has nothing to do with Muslims. It's not done by Muslims.
Well, maybe the zeitgeist is changed because of the Muslims. No, you don't know Europeans. Europeans don't like those Muslims. They just use them as a tool. It's the last thing, you know. I mean, there have been like 4 million Turks have been living in Germany for God knows like 50 years. How many Germans really know a Turk? How many Germans did go and visit a Turkish man or woman? You know, there was never like... multiculturalism never worked in Germany. It's not that they really love the Muslim. It was a good branding, you know. It's like Germany felt very good to do it, you know, because all of a sudden they can show the world, you know, how good they are, so open-hearted they are. I mean, that's why they brought in so many Muslims, because they love them. Read in my books, see how they treat them. They treat them like garbage. And once they're in Germany, they treat them like mice. Wait, you said it was a bestseller.
I said I have 3 bestsellers except this one.
Which one?
The Hello Refugees, because the Germans were so scared to buy the book. This one has not become a bestseller yet, because Germans have been so... I have 4 books in Germany now. I mean 5, but one is just a collection of my articles. There are 4 books in Germany. 3 of them are Spiegel bestsellers. But Hello Refugees, which according to the critics is my best book, you know, literally speaking, but literarily speaking, but the Germans were scared to buy it. Because it exposes them as not the great people of the planet humanitarian. It exposes them the way they really treat the Muslims once the lights of the TV cameras have gone off. And it shows us, I documented it. And it's not a nice thing. It's not a nice image for Germany. They don't like it. So, and the people who bought, it's like when I did like book tours, the people who bought the books, some of them would come to me and whisper, Herr Tenenbom, I bought the book, but I'm not going to read it yet. I need some time to prepare myself to read it. It's like, I'm laughing. They didn't do it in laughter, but you know, it's like, I have to prepare myself to read it. Yeah.
Anyway, Tuvia Tenenbom, thank you very much.
Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Thanks.
Have you met?